Can I build a better storage system for my Guardian farm? This is the question everyone is asking in the comments of my Guardian farm tutorial. And by everyone, I mean these three guys. And the answer is, of course I can. When I put that tutorial together, my main considerations were to make the item collection and storage system cheap in materials and easy for my viewers and subscribers to replicate in their own worlds. But you want bigger, you want better, you have all the time in the world, materials are no object? Great! In this video, we will rebuild the item collection and storage system of my Guardian farm design here in my forever world. And don't tell me to use the new copper golems, or I'll reach right through the screen and strangle you. I'm just kidding. I love you. And it's true, there are some minor flaws in the storage system, but nothing that most of you can't get past. For example, items are getting stuck on the campfires, especially against the walls. Having only 2 columns of storage for each item isn't enough. If you go AFK here for an hour, this entire storage system will be full. And when the filter hoppers at the top of the storage system are getting full, they are letting items slip past and despawn at the end. Here in the item collection system, the last row of hoppers are getting locked by the redstone torches. This doesn't mean you lose any items, but they are getting trapped in the hoppers until the next time the farm is used. The first step in the process, of course, is to deactivate this Guardian farm, which is not something I have ever tried to do before. I'm not exactly clear on how one deactivates a Guardian farm. I have myself a couple stacks of dirt. I would think that the best thing to do is to block off these chambers. I don't want to have to clear out this water and do that again. So I think if I just put dirt blocks there, then later on I should be able to reclaim them. Yes, well, you know, of course, if they don't fall into the fiery chasm below. But yeah, I should just be able to close each of these off with some dirt blocks. And from here, ooh, looks like I'm going to lose my exit maybe. Yep, okay, I was able to jump across, and I'm gonna try it again. Yes, all right, so let's go all the way over here, and let's start with this side, and then we will cross all the way back over to that side. Okay, so with that, I should have the farm itself nicely closed off. All right, so now that Guardians are not able to drop into the chamber, we should be able to go back down into the chamber and start breaking everything up. So the teardown is already all complete. I tore out the walls, the storage system, the item collection system, and everything. And it only took a little over half an hour, so not too bad at all. But what are we going to do now? Well, I really have no idea. So I am going to go over to a creative world and test out some solutions and some updates for the storage system. All right, so here we are, and I am going to cheat myself using commands, a command block. So in my tutorial video, I believe that I said that the drop chute needed to be at least 30 blocks high. I think it needs to be higher than that. Let's check it out. So I'm going to raise this up by 30 to 96, and I guess I'll raise this by another 2. And when I push this button, it should summon a Guardian that should fall to the ground and die. That didn't work. Okay, let's raise it up one. Let's see just exactly how high they have to fall in order to die. Okay, that worked pretty well. Okay. It looks like we are getting them to die every single time. That is fantastic. So that is literally 33 blocks that they are falling before they hit a surface. So we're going to need to move our kill platform down by at least 3 blocks. So this is what I'm using as the basis of the item collection system. This is a 1-wide tileable dropper, automatic dropper, dropper auto thing. I believe that this design was something that I probably stole from Il Mango. And man, you know, it has been a long time since we've had a Il Mango video. I miss that cute little German, and I hope he comes back soon. And then this is a side view of the kill platform, and of course this extends across 4 rows. What happens is that this torch, which kind of locks this space right above this dispenser, also locks this back hopper so that items will get stuck in that hopper just like that, and they won't move through the system when the torch is lit. The way that this system becomes unlocked is when an item goes into the front dispenser. I guess it needs to go through the dropper actually. There we go. And that's how it activates and spews things out. But if an item gets stuck in this back hopper, then it's basically going to be stuck there until the next time you use the farm. There are, I think, 2 ways to fix this. We could extend this entire system out by 1 block this way. In other words, move this dispenser back 1, add 2 more observers, and then we would need to add a repeater between this comparator and this block, which would be very expensive, but it would also extend this circuit. There is a 1 tick delay for the signal being sent through every observer. So that would slow down the system quite a bit and probably make it difficult to empty the system as fast as it is filling. We have already eliminated the need for campfires by figuring out the drop distance, except that now I've built something in the way. We've already eliminated the need for the campfires by figuring out the true drop distance needed to kill a guardian every single time. Every single time. I want to be absolutely sure that it kills a guardian every single time. Or maybe I just love killing guardians. So I think the next move here is to get rid of this kill platform directly above it. We're going to add another hopper here, and then another hopper on top, and then run that row back 3 more. And now when we put an item into this back hopper, when the torch is lit, it still gets spewed out the front. We can actually double the speed of the removal, especially from this second hopper. That way we are taking items out of this hopper and this hopper and moving them into this hopper. And this hopper will fill at twice the rate that a hopper normally fills. As I was saying that, I just realized that we're going to create a problem here. If we have 2 hoppers going into 1 hopper at the same time, this is going to become a bottleneck. So let's remove that. And let's put a barrel there instead. That way the items can fill in here and the barrel can gradually empty into the dispenser. I'm not sure if I was counting that wrong or saying that wrong earlier or what happened, but it appears that I need to set them to 34 blocks above the kill platform to have them spawn and drop. So I've set up a little thing here and we are now going to stress test this. And there we go. Nothing is getting locked in the back hoppers, I hope. Yep, items are moving. And let's see, here's how the barrels are filling up. I mean, it's just kind of filling and emptying at a pretty steady rate. Not bad at all. But what's really important is that we keep these hoppers empty. And that is looking pretty good. Yes, this extra hopper down here really does help out. All right, so that is good. And I think we have taken care of the kill platform and item collection system. So now we need to figure out what we're going to change about the storage. So Guardians have about a 66% chance of dropping 0 to 2 prismarine shards, about a 40% chance of dropping prismarine crystals, and then they have 40% chances of dropping 0 to 2 raw cod. So the item that we're probably most likely to get is raw cod. There's also an extremely, extremely low chance that they might drop 0 to 1 raw salmon, but that chance is so low that I don't think we need to worry about collecting them. So what I'm envisioning for the new storeroom is that we walk into a room with a wall of double chests on either side. So I'm going to start building our system by adding 6 columns, of double chests on each wall. And then just because you can stand on the ground and you can reach 6 chests high, I'm going to raise these up by 6. See, we can still comfortably open up the chests on the top row. And then we need hoppers going into each one of these. So with this sorting system, there is like a slight glitch or problem with the top chest. If we put a filtering hopper directly on top of this row, and we have that hopper locked, it will occasionally receive a double signal, which will cause it to release an item that will immediately go into this chest because this hopper will get briefly locked. So we want to have a buffer row between the filters and the stack. So we're just going to run another row of hoppers between each of those. And now behind these, we want to run a line of 3 jack-o'-lanterns like that. Underneath there, 3 more jack-o'-lanterns, and under this 1, and then we can break that out. So the reason that I'm using jack-o'-lanterns is that jack-o'-lanterns throw off a light value. As you can see, as we get close to it, you can see up in the upper left corner of the screen, my light value getting much higher. And the reason that I want to do that is because we are going to throw redstone on top of each of these. And these redstone are going to power up and power down, and they are going to change light values every time. By placing the redstone on top of lit blocks like jack-o'-lanterns, these redstone will never throw off as much light as these jack-o'-lanterns, and so Minecraft won't have to recalculate the light, and that way we can reduce the lag. So I've jumped ahead a little bit. We want to throw a repeater under here and a redstone torch here to power this block and lock this hopper. And then of course we want a redstone comparator here, and then we want another hopper going into that comparator at an angle. We want it to be trying to feed into there. That way it is not going directly down here. We have a chance then to lock this hopper before an item is pulled down into this hopper. All right, and then I'm just going to extend these across the back. If you are using the Axiom mod to build this like I am, I don't recommend cloning or stretching your redstone materials like this. That is not a great idea. Instead, you will be much better off, and you can be sure that your circuits will work if you place all of your redstone circuits by hand. Hoppers, I find it doesn't really matter, but all of the comparators and the redstone dust, I strongly recommend placing it by hand. So that is one wall of chests. This is probably going to contain, I don't know, maybe this will contain our cod, and then we'll make another wall of chests over here to contain our prismarine crystals, and another wall over here to contain the prismarine shards. So I might have been babbling before, but hopefully now you can see what I've set up here. This basically gives us 6 chances to store the first of the items, which of course is a prismarine shard. And then over here, we have 6 chances to store a prismarine crystal, blah, blah, blah. And then over here, we have 6 chances to store raw cod. And then we're going to have a channel running from here back over to the beginning, which will give us we'll basically take the item back to the start and give us another chance to go around. So we're going to place glass there and then on top of it, and then run that down. And we also need to place glass on the back side here. And then once we get to this corner, we're going to start placing glass below and run it out until it is parallel with this other row. So yeah, we've got 2 blocks, 1 block and 2 blocks connecting the 2. And then we've got another series of glass going around the top, and we don't need that one. You can have that still if you want to. It's optional. We'll just run this across here. And then of course we'll do another corno. We'll do another corno here. All right, now that I've brought it down here, we just want to, let's see, we're going to run this out 1, and then we want to put another wall going here. And we'll just have a platform going directly back over to the start. That way, if it happens to miss these other 18 filtering hoppers, then it will have another chance to cycle around and get caught again the next time. So where is our kill platform and item collection system going to go? I believe it's going to go right here in the middle, and we are going to need a higher wall right there, and probably 2 blocks high would be safe. And then we can copy that system and turn it around and put it right here so that it's spewing the items right here into the water chamber. So if the system is going to be here, I think it'd be wise to have our first bucket of water go right there. And we're going to want that item to stop it from going the other way. That way is always flowing the correct direction. Now down here at the corner, we are going to want to stop this before the corner, I guess right there. And then we can have another bucket of water flowing this way and across all these hoppers. Now, right here at the end of the hoppers, we are going to want to go ahead and put a slab there to stop the water. And underneath here, we're going to replace this glass with packed ice so that once the item gets to here, it continues sliding across. And that reminds me, we need to take out all of the glass underneath each of these slabs so that the item slides right underneath each of the slabs. So then we could put another bucket of water here, and it is going to go around the corner, but it's only going to go across the first 4 of these. We can't replace the hopper down there with packed ice, of course. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to stop it right here, so that we have a powerful water stream going around the corner, and then we will have another water stream start there and carry us across the hoppers. I think we'll put another one here and replace that with ice, of course, and then we will power these around the corner again. And right before the next set of hoppers, we will also place another bucket of water and, of course, a slab and an ice to power them across. So we've almost got them across, but I think we'll be pretty weak at this point, but I think that's fine. It matches right up. Tell you what, just to see how things are going to go, let's throw my bucket in there. Oh, got caught by the first hopper. Well, that was dumb of me. So now you're going to need an anvil, and you're going to need a stack of sticks, and you'll want to put them in here and rename them to something, an item name that no other Minecraft item is named, like Spacer. All right, and then in each of these hoppers, these filter hoppers, we're going to go ahead and place 4 Spacer items, and then a stack of prismarine shards. And as you can see, once you place the stack in there, they will start flowing down to the system, but the spacers will, of course, stay locked in the hopper. Each of these should lock with 41 prismarine shards in the top of it. That means that it can pull down approximately 23 prismarine shards into this hopper instantly as soon as they cross it. And up here, we're going to continue. We're going to throw a stack of prismarine crystals there, and then 4 spacers behind it. And we'll repeat that on every one of these filters. And finally, we will do the same for the raw cod along this side. Okay, so now that we're actually ready to do a test and we've got all of our hoppers across the top locked, let's go ahead and throw our bucket in there, and let's see it go around, and let's see how it swims. Yeah, it's doing great. Looks like we have a little bit of a problem at this corner, but I'm not exactly sure if I can fix that, because what we would have to do probably is put a slab on top of this hopper, and I'm not sure, and then another bucket of water going right there for 2 spaces, and I'm not really sure that that is the best way to handle it, but other than this slow corner, I think we have a good water flow all around. And now using the Axiom tools, I'm going to grab this and I'm going to clone it. We can move it right where we want, and then I can hit Control R to rotate it, and then we will just move it up. And I believe that's good. That's okay. We'll just have that stone at the bottom replace the glass. And when I confirm and finish, there we go. We have our system built right in. All right, I do believe I have now set this up well enough that we might be ready for a stress test. So once I flip this switch down here, we will start throwing guardians into the top of it. All right, and there we go. Oh, we're getting some items fall outside of it. Hang on. Wait. All right, I did put a little stone ring around it. Let's see if that fixes things. Okay, it does look like we have fixed the issue with guardians or the items that they drop falling outside off of the kill platform. So the items are flowing smoothly. Actually, I should probably check these hoppers just to make sure they're not overflowing and breaking. Okay, so that one is definitely full. So the items, oh, that one is also full. And this one is almost full. All right. Oh, you know what? The guardians are simply coming too fast. That is crazy. Okay, so I wonder if I can slow this down a little bit somehow. All right, I think that I have slowed down the flow of guardians to the point that was kind of like what we were seeing in the test video that I showed you a while ago. Yep, for the most part, we've got most of the items going into the water stream. We've got things filtering pretty good. Let's see how the filters are holding up now. They were a little overtaxed before. This one is still full. This one is almost full all the time. And this one is easily catching the overflow. And these aren't even getting hit. Over here, yeah, this is filling up slowly enough that these are just sort of maintaining. And then with the cod over here, same thing. So yeah, because this is the first filter that is hit, this one is definitely taking a lot of stress. The brunt of the stress, I would say. So now let's go over here and let's look at the droppers. Yes, so I have the guardians falling on the back droppers just to see how well they empty out. And we are getting some items stacking up here. I want to kind of get close and watch these. And again, like there's just going to be so much variance in the way the guardians fall. Yep, so the item is eventually getting collected. All right, so yeah, we've got items that are kind of constantly flowing into the back hopper there. Oh, wow, this one is completely jammed up, and that's because the guardians are just completely falling into there. Okay, let's go ahead and shut off the test for a second. All right, let's watch these items filter into the hoppers here. Let's make sure everything is collected. Yes, these are vanishing pretty quickly. Oh yeah, we've got a good full hopper there at the back. Oh, these are very full. Now let's check the barrels out. There should be quite a few items stored in the barrels. Not so many there. Yeah, quite a few there. Yeah, so that makes sense because I was throwing a lot of guardians onto this stream and onto that one over there. But these two barrels kind of managed to avoid that altogether. Wow, that filled up very quickly, and that one too. There's quite a few in there. Okay, so it looks like all of the items are now pulled down into the hoppers. Looks like this back row is cleared out. All the items are moving through these front hoppers. A lot of them are getting pulled here, and frankly, we're not seeing any items in these front hoppers at all. So as they go one by one, they are clearly getting pulled out of here. But in a true test, guardians would be falling on these hoppers as well. So they would have the task kind of split by being pulled down from here and down into here as well. Maybe this could be more optimized. Maybe there's something you know that I don't because you're more of a redstone expert than I am. But to me, this system totally achieves the objectives I wanted it to achieve. And I think that this will work great. Time now to prepare the area below the Guardian Farm for the new and much larger item collection and storage system. First, I placed 34 scaffolding against the wall to determine where the top hoppers, aka the kill platform, should be placed. The scaffolding was just 3 blocks down from where the guardians drop, and so I placed the top hoppers 3 blocks off the ground. Then I dug down in the drop chute and built the new kill platform and item collection system. After that, it was time to dig out a room big enough to hold the new and improved storage system. Okay, so after just about 30 minutes of work, I do have the entire farm built in here, the entire storage system, I should say. There's where it feeds in, so we'll be able to see all of the items coming in and running around. I did use glass, but I am getting the sense that you really can't see too much of the path. And frankly, all this like hopperage and stuff up here, I'm probably going to want to cover all that stuff up with blocks, and that's fine. And also, having dug all of this out, I've got a lot of extra space under here and above it too. and there's just no reason for it. So I'm going to use some of the stone, which I've stored over here. I'm going to basically fill in a lot of that top area. But yeah, so between the dig out and the putting the storage system together, we're at a total of about 2 hours and 20 minutes. My main problem at this point is that I used to get out like right here. I am no longer able to do that. I had to take that down so I could build the storage system. So I now have to dig my way up to the surface, and I have to go through this wall. And it sounds like I am most likely going to be dealing with some spiders by the sounds of things. I am getting hopeful that I will just barely miss it. All right, I would say that we just barely cheated the situation. Let me go down here and see. Oh, yep, there is where that spider farm is, full of zombies and poisonous cave spiders all around. Holy crow. Anyway, yeah, managed to dig a stairway of sorts all the way to the surface and came out here. I'd say that's a pretty good result. And believe it or not, we are finally just about ready. So I put some extra work into my storage room. Here is a long staircase down for dramatic effect, maybe. And then when you get down here, we have an all dark prismarine floor. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm kind of no longer certain about this area, or maybe I actually take out these two so that the prismarine bricks connect right to this. I'm not sure. I'll work on that. Anyway, yeah, so we have all of our storage ready, but we have nothing in it. So we're about ready for the final test here. Why do I have a recessed floor in the middle here? Well, the idea is that we will come here and we will craft things, and we will put down, you know, shulker boxes or the ender chest, and we can stand on these. And then we can access storage on all sides and craft things together down here. And also, you know, smoker, of course, you're going to have all this cod. You're probably going to want to smoke some while you're here. So all that's left now is for the final test, and we are going to have to reactivate all of the, well, not reactivate, really. We need to take the blockers out of the top of the farm that we put up there. And then we also have to move our AFK platform. Okay, guys, so I'm a little confused. I'm currently standing on my AFK platform way above the farm. And as you can see in the upper left corner, I am standing at Y154. Now my spawn point, the point that the kill floor is located at Y28. So if I do the math here, my platform should be at Y156. I thought I was going to lower this platform, but I think I'm actually going to raise it. So, all right, now I've moved myself up. I'm standing at Y156, and I'm going to use free cam to go down here quickly. Oh, I am going to have to despawn all those monsters, but okay, yes, this spawning sphere, the despawn sphere, pardon me, that I created. This is one of the handy things that MiniHUD does. It goes all the way down, and it includes the top set of hoppers, which is the kill platform. Okay, so technically we are going to want to raise the AFK platform by 2 blocks. I kind of still don't understand how that happened. Oh, that's not good. That is never going to work. Okay. We're going to have to build a little wall up there between the droppers and the channel that everything's supposed to go in. All right, that should do it. All right, now we're going to head up to the AFK point. And land here deftly. All right, and now we are going to go AFK here for an hour. The hour is almost up and I've been enjoying this view. As you can see, there aren't any items pooling on top of the hoppers. I'd say that. And then there's this fish kind of hanging out over here. But yeah, hopefully those will be picked up shortly. We'll just kind of sit here and watch. And there they go. So they vanished, of course, within 5 minutes. So they did get caught in the hoppers and pulled down into the item system. And I've also been enjoying this view, if you can believe it, watching these first two repeaters in full light, grabbing all of the prismarine shards out of the stream and sorting them down into these first two lines of chest. The third one there blinking on and off, taking over the job as it needs to. But yeah, we are doing really well. I think if I were going to change anything, I might replace this line of stone blocks here with another line of jack-o'-lanterns, just like 4 jack-o'-lanterns would keep this area fully lit. That way Minecraft wouldn't have to recalculate the light every time these torches go on and off. Same thing with these comparators here in the front of it. You could do some other things as well. You could also try replacing all those columns of chests with shulker box loaders. I don't have a lot of shulker boxes. I don't have a shulker farm. If you do, that is certainly something that you could think about instead of having just, 36 double chests for storage. But that's not something I'm going to cover in this video because shulker farms, frankly, shulkers are hard to grab and shulker farms are a little hard to build, at least in my opinion. So that is another way that this could be optimized. Also, you could have an auto crafter automatically craft the items that you want this farm to make, such as sea lanterns and prismarine blocks and prismarine, and then put those into shulker boxes and store those in double chests. But that's all up to you, of course. I'm pretty happy with the system as it is. Okay, and that's time. Let's quickly fly back down. It's probably going to take a while for them to filter down to the kill floor and die. Let's go ahead and start taking a look. Oh yeah, we can just watch those items keep pouring in. It'll probably take a while to empty out the barrels in the item collection system. We'll be able to hear that, and we can also see them coming in up there. And let's see what we have here. Oh, wow, that is a lot, and hopefully we did not get any up here. No, and yep, okay, another 2 double chests there. And over here, yeah, we got almost another chest here, and we got a few stragglers even into the 4th one. Full chest there. Oh, not too many there. So over on this side, I guess the items are going slow enough that they're not overshooting the first of the filters. Okay, wow, this is looking very good. Okay, so 2 double chests full of cod. I'm going to take a quick break and I'm going to add all this up and see just how much it was. So I've just totaled everything up and I'm very excited to say that the total was 35,488 items collected in an hour. So not only have we created a much better and more efficient storage system, we've actually increased the output of this farm, which was previously 31,000 items. Thanks for watching. I sincerely hope you enjoyed this video. I'm just trying to get back into making Minecraft content. And if you did enjoy it, consider checking out the original Guardian Farm tutorial video, which you should see on the screen right now.